Oh, where's Derby coming in? Oh, Martin's on. Where's he going? I'll let Martin in. Let's keep going. I was that used to see Derby's Derby's thing come up. Oh, oh, hello, Martin. I just thought it was Derby's thing. It's always get Derby's thing. Great, yes. Where's she go? Yeah. That was. I just thought they put hashtag how rude. Just busy talking to you, and then the app just decides to go back to the home screen. Brilliant. I know it was typical. I'm just praising it up. As soon as you start praising it up, Derby said, "Oh, you've been on for 2 hours," then it crashes. Yeah, I was just trying to wind. Yeah, yes, yeah. That's what I'm doing. I've just come out, and then obviously I go on canal walks that sometimes can take you a bit over an hour, because you can't really do an easy canal walk. I just started on the canals. I don't know if you saw me on the canals. I just basically start. I live near the canal, so I always try and integrate the canals into my walks. So, are you used to this area? Have you been to my area before, Stoke? Have you visited my area? Yeah. Oh right. Yeah. 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 We live. I say we live near to the A500. That obviously is the main road to Stafford, and that. We live near to the Stoke is near to the main Stafford road. Uh, yeah. I say I don't do much motorway driving, but we're near the M6. We're about 6 miles from junction. I think Stoke is obviously Stoke North and Stoke South is junction 15 and 16. So you can basically come off the M6 and then you can cut through Stoke-on-Trent, which is the A500, and then join like between junction 15 and 16. And that's what normally happens when there's obviously something happens on the motorway, and obviously they shut it, and then they turn everybody off onto the 15, and then they go back on the 16, and sort of put all the traffic through Stoke all the time. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm trying to put it in a positive light with all my scopes. Anyway, I try and show all the nature and the heritage and trying to put the negative things. Yeah, I mean, basically, we're really strong on sort of transport links. So we're good for call centres and warehouse and distribution. Because we're right near the M6 and the railways are nearby and the canals and the motorway. So we're a good hub for business. Really. Uh, oh, I can smell KFC now. Oh, hello, Mark. Mark's a womble. Yeah, I'm glad you just called in, Martin. I was sort of getting I'm basically like a scoper, a bit like you and Mark. Obviously, you've got your gold badges, and I know you've been doing it for a long time. And I really only jumped on during lockdown, you see. I've been a member since it started, but I lost interest early on, and then I haven't done anything since lockdown. Obviously, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Rob, yeah. 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 Yeah, they're doing that with aren't they? TikTok. You see that people keep getting parcels sent from TikTok with t-shirts and sweatshirts and baseball caps, just a bit of free merch. Yeah. I say, I was just going to tell you, this is just a good spot that you can see my town. Obviously, Stoke-on-Trent is basically six little towns, and we called a city be under the umbrella of Stoke-on-Trent, and that's my local town called Hanley. And there's a shopping centre. There's Hanley. That's my town. There's the shopping centre, and that's the. We can just see my town. Yeah, it's basically we're a city because we're under an umbrella of six little towns, which is Tunstall, Burslem, Stoke, Hanley, Fenton, and Longton. And then we called ourselves a city it was about 110 years ago, I think. They just confederated into being a city. So we're technically a city. And we've got a lot of good links for obviously cycle. We're part of the cycle network. We've got lots of good cycle paths in there, a big cycle network. Lots of off-road paths you can go down if you're a cyclist. It draws all the cyclists in, and that's where we are. We've got Stoke City. I think a lot. I don't really follow football, but we've got Stoke City. That's quite well known. People know Stoke City, Britannia Stadium. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a pity. Like I say, I know with your scopes, I know you do travel ones, but when I started to see you, I thought, oh, he's just doing your exercise. That's when I started to notice your scopes. I thought, oh, he's doing exercise. That's something different on your elliptical thing. So you do tend to, you are more like a nature person, like when you're back to normal. You do like to show outside and nature scopes. Yeah. Well, that's why I love about Periscope. I mean, I say I'm trying Haps. I'm dipping my water in Haps, but I listen to you. Obviously, I'm still up on the sitting on the fence with it. Just I don't know which way is the best to go going forward. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I say I've tried. Obviously, like I said, we're in like a bit of a. I was just going to say with Derby, saying trying to work out when we'll all have to go on Periscope at the same time, won't we? When we know the actual cut off. It's a bit vague at the moment. The Android says 31st of March, and the iPhone says the first. The Android says 1st of April, and iPhone says 31st of March. Oh, it's in from San Francisco on Pacific time. Yeah, yeah. So you think it's going to be like a midnight, sort of midnight, like a midnight? Yeah, yes, yeah, mm. Yeah, it, yeah. Because somebody, yeah, because some. Oh, she's there. Uh, yeah, because somebody said to me, obviously somebody who didn't know anything about Periscope was told that their broadcasts were on Periscope, but didn't realise it just automatically went on Periscope. They were doing Twitter Live. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, just the app's going to disappear. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you noticed that message? What keeps popping up, and I keep getting a message saying you've already got a Twitter account attached to this Periscope. You should be using that. Like it keeps reminding me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's as annoying as that where it keeps telling you when it's finishing, keeps reminding you it's finishing. And I keep getting a message coming up saying, why are you still on Periscope when you've got Twitter Live account? It's like, it's pushing me over that. Yeah. I was going to ask you about that. Have I got any recourse really? I don't know what to do about my 50,000. Yeah. I've just what basically happened, I'll tell you in a nutshell. I applied and I knew I hadn't got like loads of viewers. So I thought, well, I'll apply anyway. So they basically said no. And then I applied on the last day, which is the 31st of January. I basically asked again, and they said, "Well done, you've been successful." I thought, "Oh, cool," you know. So then I went through the second stage. Giving them all your personal information about your bank and how you won't get paid and all that. And then, yeah, and then basically I checked a few days later on periscope.tv, and then it gave me like, "You have done something wrong. You have not met our terms and conditions. You cannot be a super broadcaster." Yes, yes, that come up. Yeah, it says I'm permanently ineligible to be one. Yeah, because I haven't met the terms and conditions, and I've done nothing wrong. I only do like nature periscopes. But then you ask them, and they won't tell you. You say, "Well, tell me what's wrong." Yeah, Well, I could see that though. That when I could see they were like sort of really hanging a carrot type of situation because they were saying, well, you can get all your parts as long as you meet all these thousands of criteria, and nobody's going to meet all of them, are they? There's going to be some issue somewhere. That's what I thought. Yeah, 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 yeah. But the thing is, yeah, yeah, I just thought I thought if they're saying that I'm obviously done something wrong, I thought it would sounded that serious that they might have blocked my channel. They're just basically saying I'm ineligible for the super broadcaster program. They're not saying I've done something where my channel's got me blocked. Yeah, I mean, all I can. Yeah, let me just cross this busy road in a second. Hang on. Let me just. Yeah, I mean, everything I can think of I've done, which is, like I say, probably a few times, there's been a little bit of background music, a bit of copyright music in the background. That's all I've really got as an issue. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Oh no, no, no. I mean, I never asked for them. Obviously, I just noticed it. Obviously, Twitter keeps saying to us, make sure you claim your super heart. It keeps telling you, doesn't it? So I thought, well, I may as well. Yeah, I know they reduced the criteria, didn't they? Like all the. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they've said success to you then, have they? Have you gone through the second stage? Everything. Right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, because I think it's just too much hassle just to let it go now. There's nothing else I can do really. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. It was just like I say, it's just a principle, really. I mean, I know there's not going to be probably much value in them, but they just keep telling you to pay out, don't they? Keep to claim the heart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it was. I know when it said you've got to apply, I thought, oh, this is too much hassle for what they're worth, really. Doing it so late, all this applying for be something that. I mean, I don't know why you can't just say, just give you your hearts. Why have you got to apply for being super broadcasted just for something that's closing? Yeah, yeah, I've emailed. Yeah, back. Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I've emailed them. Obviously, I don't know what the turnaround is. I have emailed them as soon as it came up. So Anyway, yeah, it's just the principle. I mean, they keep saying check out on them. I'm just not really. I mean, I just think it's a shame for all the people who give me super hearts, to keep me motivated, and then you just say you can't have them. Yeah. Well, yeah, I was hoping with, with them saying it was a super broadcast. I was hoping that'd help me going forward with HAPS, because obviously they're giving you your badges moving over to HAPS. I thought it was going to help me to build my channel on HAPS. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, well, when I go on Periscope, obviously, you're seeing all the really top broadcasts. You can see that obviously. I feel like I'm not saying they are, but you feel like they might be biased towards certain people, and it seems to make a big issue about the ones with a lot of followers. And I just feel like I'm just like a little fish in a big pot. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, by the by. Yeah. Yeah. Calling. Yeah. That was a suggested feature. Was it like? Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I finally just to say I finally got Pablo to say hello, Jace. After I've pestered him enough times. I'm trying to get Pablo to recognise me as a good broadcaster. Hopefully I'll get featured on there. So the weekly point out some of the best streams. And obviously I do a lot of. I'm just on my way now to obviously try and do another sunset. I'm just going to a park where I do my sunset. Hang on, let me just get my screen clear. Yeah, see, we're gonna have a nice sunset again. I'm just heading to this local park where I go up this hill and I can get a nice view of the sky. So, um, yeah, the thing is, I get so disillusioned. Basically, what I tend to do is do a periscope because I get Derby on. All the regulars, Derby and Mal, and I got about a dozen regulars on. And then I think, shall I just try and do a haps? Just to see what happens as late as possible, obviously to get more chance of the American viewers and that in. And I basically, this is the third time I've come up here because obviously I've had nice weather for 3 days. So what I'll probably do is I would have probably without it glitching, I might have finished the periscope because I didn't want it to be on too long because I wanted to try and save them to the camera roll. Now it's crashed. I probably lost that one. I'm saving to the camera roll, but when it crashes, it fails. And I'm trying to upload them all to YouTube. I've been doing that for a few months, trying to get all the good ones on YouTube. But I did manage to find the link to actually download all my broadcasts. I've done that. I've downloaded them all. They're about I think it's about 80, 90 gig. I've downloaded them all just to see if I can get any good ones out of it. And obviously, I've worked out on HAP so you can upload video. Just basically video and put pre-record on and try and share some stuff where I can't get a live signal. Because you can't always get a live signal everywhere. So because I live where all the there we are, nice. Just out of breath a minute. Hang on. I haven't come up that path before. It's a bit of a huff and puff path, that one. Yeah, just starting to get the nice sunset. Let's see what we can see. We'll just keep going to the top, and then I say I might restart and just do sunset, and if that'll encourage people come in, perhaps try a haps and see what happens. But I've had Pablo come on a few times, uh, trying to. He's basically said hello a few times, and he's always in a meeting apparently. So I've tried getting call in just to test the calling feature. He always seems to be busy person. But I say this is where I usually try and do all my sunsets. This is me. Basically, you see how big this place is now. Let me just give you a spin round. This is basically a because where we are, Stoke-on-Trent, there used to be a lot of coal mines. And I say 40 years ago, this basically was a coal mine. And then they turned it into like a green space where you can obviously walk your dog and everything. So this is basically what used to be a coal mine. And now it's like a massive green space to go on walks and that now. So get some nice views of the sky for when there's sunset. There's obviously my town centre. You can see everything up here. It's like, people wonder where I am when I'm up here. They say, where the hell are you? I'm only 5 minutes from where I live. And you get all these views. I thought, well, I've got good content, I think, well, I've got a nice sunset, why are people not coming in, What can you do? Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, this is like, it's too easy for me. This is like 5 minutes from my house, this view. It's so I can't not do it. But yes, so I'm glad I've spoke to you. I don't think I've spoke to you before. Nice to hear new people to talk to. Get some of the regulars. I think I haven't spoke to Mark. I think Mark calls into people. I've seen Mark's streams. Yeah. Yeah, who else have we got? Gary, and yeah, I get a few regulars. Got Gary and Darby and Jeep Girl. I've got if you have Jeep Girl in, she's in Washington. I have a few people. Yeah, yeah. But I just thought I'd make my way here, and it's nearly sunset time, so I'll just get my breath back and just think if is it worth doing a little a haps, because it's like yourself. You think, well, I'll try a haps, see what happens. Just do a short haps, just see if I get any new viewers. And you can multicast. I'm multicasting to all the platforms anyway. I think so. Uh, it's just a pain where it is. I wish there was I need like a tripod. I've been saying for 3 days now, I need like some sort of tripod set up so you haven't got to hold your phone for half an hour when you're trying to do sunsets. You need like a bit of a tripod. But yeah, me and Darby always say, how rude how the app just crashes when you're trying to talk to people. I just want to just keep the stream going, then you have to restart and people get confused on what what you've named your broadcast. Just put like part 2, app crashed. What's he broadcasting? Yeah, so I thought it's about time we'd probably get like a lot of people who are I think it's like sunshine everywhere, is it today? Obviously you're in Manchester area, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, because I'm trying to think Saddleworth Moor, that sounds familiar. So that's what direction are you away from Manchester? Is that like the sort of southeast? Is it northwest, northeast? Oh, northeast, yeah. Now what's that famous for, Saddleworth Moor? That's the Brady. Is that the Brady's? Yeah, that's it, yeah. I thought it's oh yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I thought it sounded. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I watch all the crime stuff. Yeah, I know. I thought it sounded familiar when you said Saddleworth Mall. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I was just think we can say I can give you a crime connection where we are. You remember the Black Panther in the '70s where he kidnapped that young girl and left her in the sewers? That's all around my area. The Black Panther. Yeah, it's basically he came from York. I think he came from Yorkshire, I think, and then basically he kidnapped a daughter of somebody who run a post office and hold her for ransom. And he kept her in. It's called Bathpool Park near Kidsgrove. It's basically like another country park like this, and he kept her in like under a manhole cover, and he kept her there until he got his money. And they'll never know, but they caught him, and then they just found her. Leslie Whittle, I think, they just found her sort of. They obviously tied her up to a ladder, and obviously they don't know if he'd pushed her off or she'd slipped. But obviously they just found her hanged in this manhole cover. You know, I was keeping her like, you know. But that's that's my local history anyway. My local crime. I've got some local crime stuff. Yeah. But yes, so let me see where we are. Yeah, you just never know if it's worth trying haps now. You know, do a bit of a haps now, or just I need to redo me what my thing's called, don't I? Because it just says join me for part two. So I say, are you going to join me on haps or I might stop? Yeah, do you want just try an audio call then and see if it works on an audio? Try a little quick. Right. I know. I wish it was just audio only. I mean, I know people. I don't want to show video really. I just want audio. Oh yeah, the third person is audio, isn't it? I think the third person is audio. About three people in. Yeah, on a list. Like, yeah. Like, it just goes round. It like just goes round and round. Like yeah, the order. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I've seen that because yeah, well, it spoils yeah because obviously somebody will say, well, I'll just talk and I'll just have a big black screen while I'm talking. You know, you could just need audio only, don't you? Anyway. Yeah, I'll just try Haps and see if anybody you know gets some more viewers. Then I'll just give it a whirl. Uh, all right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, but I mean, every question's been said 1,000 times, though, hasn't it? We want it just like he said, like we're not going to make a duplicate of Periscope. You know, we'll listen to your feedback, but we're not going to remake Periscope. That's what he said. He was a bit annoyed. I think you know, we're not going to make a Periscope too. You know, we're just going to listen to feedback and do it our way. You know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why I said just bring all the features over and then add to it. You know, that's what we want. Bring all the features and add more features. You know. Yeah. Okay, mate. Thanks. Nice to speak to you. Yeah, nice to speak to you. I'll hopefully see you again. Okay, mate. Stay safe. Bye. Right, folks. Yeah, I think I'll just restart and do a sunset scope. This was just the end of my walk. I managed to do. Nice to speak to Martin, and I think Darby's gone. Where's Darby? Okay, Gary. I think I'll just try on Haps. Just give it a whirl on Haps while the sun. I mean, I don't know what time. Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on the sun. I just want it dropped down a little bit more. I'll just check my footage is okay, then I'll restart. I'll restart on something in about 5 minutes. Just want the sun to go down a bit more. Just got here a bit early. I say I was going to go home and leave you, but I thought I've just done a circular walk where I end at the sunset location. So I'll just say I'll get. I don't know if I'll get anybody on. I'll just try Haps for 5 minutes and see if I get any viewers. Then I'll just come back on Periscope. It's all over the place. You can't obviously make people come on. Sometimes you just feel like I thought I'm trying Haps because I'm doing it as late as I can to perhaps more chance of getting Americans in. Probably Pablo will come on and say hello, and he'll say he's busy. But yes, you don't know how to finish now. Yeah, it was basically just on a. I may as well just restart because I've got to do it as a sunset. I'll because people will be confused what I'm pointing at. I'll restart it as a sunset scope. I'll just try and Haps and I'll check it's taking the signal out to all the platforms. You can still watch me on Periscope anyway, so I'll just try it for. I'll say I'm a bit disappointed. I've done it twice in a row, and I don't really get many viewers when I do these nice sunsets. So I'll try again now I'm here anyway. So and I don't want to be here too long because I won't feed the birds at the bottom of the hill. There's like a lake. I can feed the birds. Right, I'll restart in about 5 minutes, folks. I'll probably be. I'll just retitle it to sunset. and I'll be back on. So if you'd like to support the channel, I say I'm on all the social medias. If you're new to me, I'm on YouTube and Twitch and Haps and Facebook and mainly Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. And I'm just going to restart and do a sunset scope. Well, it's a nice orange sun, and I'm just trying to get the timing right. Hopefully the sun will be different. I've had 2 days in a row where it's just been not very exciting. Just goes down and it's a bit orange. I think it'll be the same again. I'll just try and judge the sky where it's going to be, and then I'll if I've got enough daylight, I'll feed the birds after. Okay, folks, I'll see you in a minute. Bye for now. Stay safe.